Okay, so we've got it set up in the lathe. First thing I'm going to do is clean up this face. Parting tool. I'm going to ever so slightly undercut this. I don't want it square, I want it slightly undercut. It'll give me a better joint. So, there we go, very small cut. There, that's cleaned that up. The design, I want the lid to overhang the base by about 1/8 of an inch. So, and I want a radius on this edge. It'll feel nicer, I think, when I've got the design in mind. It'll feel nicer when we take the lid off. So, this is the tool that I ground up in the last video, the little beading tool. I'm going to try and put a nice little perfect bead radius right on this edge. Should be right on the center line. Again, the grind that way down, it's trailing right on the edge here. You can see if you look at the profile when it's a perfect speed. Look at those shavings. Let's have a look. Beautiful, beautiful clean cut. That's going to take very, very little sanding, which is exactly what we want, and it's a really nice little profile as well. So the beads on there, bring the tool rest around to here. Just going to drop it slightly because of the width of the parting tool. It's a little low. Move it up a touch. So we're going to form the joint now. We're not going to go too deep. This lid's only just to cover something, so I'm not going to hollow it out too deep. Let's see. If I want it to come in there, I'm going to make the lid fit about that. Come out a little bit deeper maybe. Then we're going to hold out. Make sure that cut is absolutely square and not angled in this way or that way. It will affect the joint. Certainly that way. If it's tapered, it's going to make it difficult. So I'm just going to angle the tool over slightly. Just make sure that's absolutely clean in there. Now, that's better. Bloody hell. Now we're just going to hollow it out. Whatever tool you feel comfortable using. Sorry, there it is. Bowl gouge. 1/2 inch bowl gouge. It's a shallow curve. Bevel tool. Just cut the wood. Just off the bevel. See those little lines there? These are the rough cuts, but you can see they're caused by the heel. We can easily get rid of those. Going to go a little bit, right, can't quite get the tool in there, so we're going to come back, use the parting tool. I want a slight curve in the top of this lid, so I'm going to go in at an angle right there. Start the curve, just skewing that parting tool over, give me a nice clean cut into that corner. Now cut the rest of that away if you need to. Nothing's stopping it. Just turn the tool over. Using the wing. I want that slightly deeper. Excellent. So now turn that over. No different to using a negative rake scraper. Get the best finish I can. That would stand out, that little high spot there. Yeah, stand out in no time. A little bit of tear out here. What I'm going to do, move the tool rest to there. Drop the tool rest a little bit as well. Drop the handle of the tool and do a real shear cut across here. See if I can, and I'm going to turn the speed up as well. See if I can get a cleaner cut there, less sanding. That's now on 2,500. Just back cutting with the wing. Let's see, that feels good. Yeah, much cleaner on there. Little burls, they'll stand up. Nice little joint, we don't need anything more than that. So what might be nice is just to attention to detail. Sorry, faced away from the camera. Attention to detail. Move that closer. Point tool. Let's say one there, and one there. Show somebody you've considered that. So what I'm going to do now is sand it up, and we'll come back to the stage where I'm going to put the finish on so you can see what the grain's like. Then we'll take this out. The tenon may become part of it, it may not. I've got enough thickness there. We're going to take this out, put the base in, get the lid to fit onto the base, then we're going to insert the chatterwork in the top of the lid. Okay, so come back to me in a minute when we get to putting the actual finish on. It'll tell you now what it'll be. It'll be sanding, sealer and oil. My favourite finish, Danish oil. Okay, see you in a minute. Okay, so it's all sanded up. Let me just take that off that. This is Zinsser's shellac, and it's thinned down with 30% D&H alcohol. So it's 70% shellac and 30% denatured alcohol. Just making sure we get it right in there. Might as well finish this edge while I've got a chance. Look at the grain on that. Gorgeous. Just flood. There's a little bit of a burl. Just want to flood the sealer down into that little void. There we go. That would irritate you if you didn't get it, and it doesn't look very good anyway. So this dries really quickly, especially out here. With it being thinned down, it makes a big difference, and by thinning it down, it basically penetrates into the wood better. I'd rather put 2 thin coats on and build up to a finish than put a thick one on and having to cut it all back. So yeah, I'm going to give that another minute or 2 to dry. Basically I'll then put a coat of oil on top, wipe off the excess, then I'm going to turn it around. Sorry, we're going to get the base, get the lid to fit onto the base, and then form the shape I want to put the insert into. So join me a few minutes again, and it'll be a longer one this time. There's the lid, all finished off, sealed and oiled. We're going to get the lid to fit onto the base. You could, if you wanted to, there's nothing stopping you getting some larger chuck jaws, holding it that way. You could jam chuck this, there's a number of things you can do. So, first thing I did was to measure it slightly larger than that diameter there. I'm going to clean up this face, transfer the mark onto there, remember it's slightly larger, then we're going to get the lid to fit. So, clean up this face first. Again, just take as much as you need. Dividers, scribe with the left leg, match up with the right leg, around about there. There we go. That's your safety line, leave that on. Come back. Go straight to that line, a little bit further. And just see the line still. I know it's a touch more. There we go. You could just put a little chamfer on there as a lead in. Bring the lid over, and it's not quite fitting. That's exactly what we wanted. We now sneak up on the joints. No. So, small, very, very small, careful cuts here now. I'm actually going to put a very slight taper on, a fraction of the taper. And I'm looking to get that to sit halfway on, then I'm going to do return cut. Oh, it's just not going on there. Take your time on this. I've got it on a fast speed. I want to take a real small, clean cut. It is better to take several small cuts and get it right than one big one and get it wrong. Right, that's sitting on the front of the taper. So it's tapered like that. So this lid's just going onto the front. I want to drop the taper back so the lid slides a fraction further on. Then I'm going to do a little return cut with the parting tool sharpened at an angle. It's sharpened this way. So basically I'm making that with a little high spot. So touch further here. Saw how fine that cut was. That is now sitting on, and remember this that tenon cannot be deeper than this, than the recess, otherwise it's not going to sit down. If it is too long, just trim it back a fraction. That's not a problem. So again, it just not going on. This is pretty wood. I want to get this right so I don't lose the joint. Yeah, very small cuts. There we go. That snaps on there perfectly. Great. So we're going to bring the tailstock up and I'm going to start to form the shape of the lid. It's too deep. I know how much wood I know how much I've got here. I know how much I hold it out, so just be mindful of that. So yeah, so let's bring the tailstock up. Let me get this set up. Don't want to watch me do this, and I'll be there in 2 minutes.